Now here one more time I'll talk about the sets in mathematics. What are the naming of the sets? Sets in mathematics, what are the names? Natural numbers are represented by the letter capital N. Set of integers are represented as Z. W is the set of whole numbers and it is represented as capital W. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, comma, dot, dot, dot. Set of rational numbers are represented as Q. Set of real numbers are represented as capital R. And set of irrational numbers are represented as capital T. Remember, when you give the naming to any set, then it has to be in the form of capital letters and not small letters. I'll discuss it after a while. Now coming to properties of sets, which is very important. Look to the first property, what it's written. And these has to be followed while you are framing any set. Coming to the first property. The elements of the set are written inside a pair of curly braces and are separated by commas. Like in one of the examples previously I have given, or you know one example I have given that all the positive integers less than 6, and there you have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This bracket and this bracket, these are actually called curly braces. curlybraces. All those who are having curly hairs, you will find that hairs are not straight. They are in curl form. That's why these are called curly. And as because they are the brackets, that's why they are called curly braces. braces. And always remember the elements of the set. This 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are called elements. Why they are called the elements of the set? Because they are the members of the set. For example, if I say that in your family there are 4 members, your brother, your sister, your father and your mother, then if I tell that how many members are there in your family including you, so you will tell that there are including you, suppose there are 5 members, you, your sister, your brother, your father and your mother. So you will tell that there are 5 elements in my family, isn't it so? That means what? All the people who are forming that family are called the elements. So here also 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, there are how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 elements are there. So therefore they will be called the elements of the set. Likewise, I have given one example over here, capital A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So always the elements has to be written in commas. They has to be separated by commas and there has to be curly braces on the two sides. And if it is not in the form of numbers and suppose it's in the form of alphabets, then it has to be in smaller form, in small letters. Like if I say that A, E, I, how many elements are there? There are 3 elements over here. So you will say that there are 3 elements, and what else can you say? That they has to be written in small letters. Coming to the second rule, the name of the sets is always represented by capital letters. Look over here. Capital A is written in capital letters. When you are naming any set, they has to be written in form of capital letters, and when you are writing the elements of the set, they has to be written in form of small letters. Now coming to the next property, property number 3, if the elements of the set are alphabets, then they has to be written in small letters, which already I have mentioned, and they have given one example also, A, E, I, O, U. These are all the vowels of English alphabet system. Look, I have named the set as capital D, and when you talk about elements and if it's in form of alphabets, they has to be written in small letter form. The next and very important property, elements can be written in any order. Suppose there are elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and the set is named as capital A. You can rewrite the elements as 4, 3, 2, 1. Both the things are same. You can change the orientation, or you can change the order of the elements. That will not change the set and that will not be wrong. And the fifth and the most important property is that no elements of the set can be repeated. Okay, that means what? If I am taking this set capital A and suppose there are elements 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, suppose these are the three elements of the set. And by chance, if you are writing the names, the elements as 1, 2, 2, 3, that means what? You are writing 2 times. So that is not a set. None of the elements of any set can be repeated more than one time. This is considered as a set, but the second one will not be considered as a set. The next part we will learn about representation of a set, that is how can a set be represented. In set representation there are two types by which you can represent sets. So in this part also it's very important as questions are probable from this part as well. There are two types. The first is the roster form and the second is the rule or set builder form. We will learn about the roster form first. What is the roster form? In this form first we will learn about the definition, then I'll come to the explanation and example. In the roster form, the elements are represented within curly braces and they are separated by commas. So when you are writing any of the set in roster form, they has to be written within curly braces. The elements has to be written and they has to be differentiated, or they has to be written by commas. In this representation, the order of the elements does not matter, but the elements must not be repeated. As we have learned that in sets, the elements shall not be repeated any of the time, and also the order will not matter. Such a form will be called a roster form, or it is also called a tabular form. Like for example, if I am coming to the set, I am giving you few examples in this respect. The first one is I am talking about, this is the first example, set of natural numbers which are less than 10. This is the, suppose it is a question that set of natural numbers less than 10, you have to write this in set builder form. How will you write? Sorry, you have to write this in roster form. How will you write? The answer in roster form will be, now set of natural numbers, you have to name the set. First and foremost, you have to name the set. Natural numbers are represented as capital N. If you are giving any other names, that is also absolutely okay. But as because we represent it as capital N, it looks good, so I have given capital N. So in roster form, what will be the answer over here? Capital N equal to, whenever roster form question will be given, always remember you have to put curly braces. Only the elements will be there separated by comma. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. This is the roster form. Look, it's given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next, coming to the next example, set of natural numbers that divides 10. What are the sets of natural numbers? Look over here, I have given the set name as capital Y. You can give some other names also. So all the natural number that divides 10, that means you have to find out that what are the numbers which will divide 10 completely. So it will be 1, 2, 5 and 10. Only the elements I have written separated by commas within curly braces. This is just all about roster form. Now coming to the third example of roster form, that is set of vowels in the word elephant. Now in this word elephant, how many vowels are there? E and A, 2 vowels are there. But look over here, E is repeated 2 times in the word. But can you repeat elements when you are representing it in the form of a set? No. So here therefore you have to write only 1 time E and 1 time A as it is given. So W, as because it's given, W is the set of vowels. So in roster form it will be represented in this form E comma A. Now coming to the next type of representation of set, and that is set builder form. Now in this form the elements possess a single property in order of the members of the set. Now in this form questions will be given in roster form. That means it's just the opposite of roster form. It will be given, only the elements will be written and it will be separated by commas within curly braces. You have to understand what is the common between them and you have to write it in mathematical form. So in this representation, elements will be denoted by the symbol x. Generally we write it as x, or you can write any other variables also, followed by the symbol semicolon or this slash. Like if you are naming the set as capital A, this will be equals to within curly braces x, such that x, then you have to write what is that common thing between all the elements, then you have to complete the bracket. I'm coming to the example. Just I've shown you the process how to write. Either you can put this colon or you can put this sign as well. Now after the symbol, write down the property possessed. Here you have to write that what is the property possessed by all the elements. And then you have to enclose it within curly braces, within brackets. Now coming to the example. What is the example? First example I'll give you. Write the following set in set builder form: 3, 6, 9, 12 and 15. The first example. As you can see, these all are the multiples of 3. The only connection between them is they are multiples of 3, which first pops up in our head. So what is 3? We can write it as 3 ones are 3. Then we can write 3 twos are 6. Then we can write 3 threes are 9. Then we can write 3 fours are 12. Then we can write 3 fives are 15. So what is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? These are all natural numbers because it's starting from 1. If there was 0, then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 0, then these numbers would have been whole numbers. But as because it's starting from 1, obviously it's a set of natural numbers. So it's multiple of 3 where after multiplication sign the numbers are actually natural numbers in this case. So what will be the answer in this case? Capital A, you have to name the set. I have named it as capital A. You can name something else also. So capital A is equal to, it should be written in single line. I have written, but it somehow came in the second line. But when you are writing in your copies, make sure you are writing in one single line. X such that, this is such that sign, x equals to 3n. What is x equal to 3n? Why n? This n belongs to capital N and n less equals to 5. N less equal to 5 means n has to be 5 and it has to be less than 5. That means it will take the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and natural number means it will start from 1. So it's given in roster form. You have to write it in set builder form. That means you have to write it in mathematical form. Hope this was clear. I'll come to one more example to clear your concepts well. Write the set builder form of the set 1, 8, 27, 64, 125. This is given. So what is the set given? 1, 8, 27, 64, 125. Easily you can understand these all are the cubes of numbers. This is 1 cube, this is 2 cube, 3 cube, 4 cube and 5 cube. So what will be the set builder form? First and foremost, you have to write it the name of the set. Let's name it as capital B. So capital B will be, again you have to write it in one single line. X such that x is a perfect cube of natural number up to 125. Why natural number? Because it's starting from 1. 1 cube equal to 1. Again, when you are writing it 2 cube, it's equals to 8. Again 3 cube 27, in this way it's going. When you are writing 2 cube, it's 8. In this way it's going up to 5 cube, that is 125. So here it's a perfect cube of natural numbers as because it's starting from 1 and not from 0. So you have to mention here perfect cube natural number, not whole number. That's why it's very important to mention, and that's why I have given you a pre-concept of the types of numbers also, because you will be needing these things. So in the next video again I'll come with the next part of the chapter.